Alright, now to the request of many fans, we're going to talk about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon series and RandomGal's thoughts on that in particular.
Thank you. I think maybe I hyped this up a little too much. This is just a little something that I realized as a kid and noticed about the Turtles. Actually, just a slight inconsistency in their backstory that kind of bothered me. Now, I'm going to set this up for you. The Turtles were on when I was little. It's one of the oldest cartoons that I remember watching. That and Garfield, actually. I was about 6 probably when this particular incident happened that kind of not necessarily ruined the Turtles for me, but just bothered me. Now, the Turtles, there's 4 of them, and they have a basic like a sensei, a teacher, right? What was his name again? The rat guy.
Splinter.
Splinter. Now, Master Splinter, right?
Yes, Master Splinter.
Now, I don't know how many of you know the Turtles' backstory, but I saw an episode once when I was 6 about that specifically focused on their backstory, how these turtles became the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and how Splinter became a rat. See, here's how the backstory goes for those who don't know. Splinter was, before he ever became a rat, was human. See, he was a human, and I'm not exactly sure exactly how everything went down because I don't remember, but I do remember it's something along the lines where he was locked up somewhere because of something. He was a scientist or something, and he ended up being locked up by bad guys, basically. He was put in a cell, and he had no human contact, but there were lots of rats hanging around in the cell, so that he hung around these rats all day. And then one day, 4 little turtles showed up in the drain, and he kind of kept them as pets. So he kept the turtles as well. But mainly, he hung out with a lot of rats, and then later on, these 4 little turtles. And then someone leaked radiation or something, and they all got exposed to some kind of chemical or radiation. And that's what caused them to mutate. Now, here's where the inconsistency comes in. Splinter was a human being. Now, okay, so first of all, this is basically the ooze or whatever it was. This is what it does to you. It makes you turn into whatever you had the most contact with. Now, Splinter, because he'd been locked away for so long, he'd had the most amount of contact with the rats. So he turned into a rat. But here's the thing. He turned into a human-sized rat. He kept his size, but he changed his shape. The turtles, however, were also exposed to this radiation, and that's why they turned into humans, because they had the most amount of contact with Splinter, with a human being. But they turned into human-sized turtles. That doesn't make sense. It's either one or the other. Either you retain your shape and you change your size, or you retain your size and you change your shape, right? Splinter becoming a human-sized rat means the turtles should have been turtle-sized humans and not the other way around. And that kind of, that indiscrepancy there, it kind of ruined it for me, you know? Because it's one or the other. You can't have it both ways. They either change their shape and retain their size, or they change their size and they retain their shape. They can't do both. And by the way, what the hell did all those rats turn into?
Well, one other thing is that it's different in the movie, obviously,
yes,
the live-action movie, where he started out as a rat.
Yeah.
It's like, and the ooze, it works much more simply, whereas whatever animal you are, you just become one that can walk on 2 legs, is much bigger, and smarter, and
basically it turned
able
animals
to fight and
into
eat pizza.
humans. It turned animals into humans that still retain their animal shape. That's fine, and that actually it saved it for me. But in the original cartoon, it was more complicated. He was a human who hung out with rats, and then this thing caused him to morph into a rat. And these turtles hung out with a human, and this thing caused him to morph into a human. But there's a indiscrepancy, like I said, with the shape and the size. And I was about 6 years old when I was thinking about this. So it kind of gives you an insight, first of all, into what kind of kid I was. But it kind of it ruined the turtles for me. And I remember going to school the next day and talking about it with the other kids and them not getting it and me being frustrated. But anyway, that's my rant. it's about their history, how they became the what they are, and how that doesn't really make sense.
So if we were exposed to ooze, we should turn into cat people then, I guess.
Well, according to the turtles, you're not sure. We would either turn into a cat but be as big as us, or we would stay humans but turn cat size.
Right.
Because the turtles stay turtles but turn human size, but Splinter turned into a rat and remained his own size.
It's odd, I know. I mean, of all the, I don't know. It's just kind of funny to me. I mean, I know that I know that we talk about this. We talk about the rules sometimes. All geeks get together of their various superheroes or whatever. But the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for some reason, when you're dealing with the ooze and how the ooze works, and how it just I was hearing myself talk just now, and I guess you as well, and it is kind of odd and kind of a little bit ridiculous at times, but I mean, yet you're into it. You get all worked up into it because you have a vested interest in it. At least when you were 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me just repeat one more time. I was 6 years old when this bothered me. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm still. I'm over it now. I get it. It's a cartoon. Don't think too much into it. But at the time, I did. And it actually bothered me. And it bothered me that none of the other kids seemed to care. Like I said, this gives you an insight into what kind of kid I was like. Yeah. It really, it was important to me.
I remember when, I saw the cartoon, and I remember seeing...
Oh, thank you. Someone said I was a smart kid.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. And, I watched the cartoon here and there when I was a kid, and I saw the first movie. But I never saw the second or third. So I don't know. From what I've heard, I'm not missing much. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, somebody watches X-Files. Yay!
There
Sorry,
you go.
Just have to call it out because I'm such a big X-Files fan. Anytime I see X-Files, I react. Anyway, but go Ninja.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Yes. And yes, with Vanilla Ice and everything. It's odd. I remember that was around the time when I started to realize, sometimes it's odd, this is back when I noticed, people would write, they'd get these people that wrote hit songs, and songs that you liked, and then you would hear those same people, put these tracks on movies, that are not good at all. Yeah. They're ridiculous, and they're just kind of playing during the credits, and you always wonder, why didn't that song ever make it big? Some of them do occasionally, like Hammer and the Addams Family or whatever. It's but other ones, it's I don't know. You think it's always the Turtles, we're going to fight again, and it's okay, I don't know.
I just had a flashback to when I watched that movie.
Going into Ghostbusters, that's the biggest example. Everyone's looking for a piece of that Ghostbusters pie there. Yeah. They're trying to get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, T-U-R-T-L-E power, or whatever.
I remember that too.
Ninja, rap, whatever. It's it's ridiculous. Or
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that was
City of Peace. Yeah, Gotham City.
I was a big fan of that show. I was. Back when I didn't even like pizza, when I was a little kid, I was a very picky eater, and I would hardly eat anything. But it kind of got me to come around to pizza, I think, that show. I saw them eat pizza all the time. It made me kind of feel maybe I'll try that out. Because they are always eating pizza, which is why, and I didn't like pizza. I barely liked anything when I was little. I was a very picky eater. I remember when I used to eat pizza, I would rip the toppings off and then rip the cheese off and just eat the bread because I didn't really I would not eat meat first of all when I was little. And I would rarely eat cheese because I didn't like how it tasted. So I rip everything off. I just eat the bread, and sometimes I wouldn't even eat that. I would just eat the crust. I was a very picky eater. I used to make my
Turtles,
nanny,
however, not so picky.
Not so much. Yeah, I used to make my nanny chase me around with a bowl of food.
So I guess
Anyway,
that's the rant.
I guess that's it. One more thing. I still have stickers from when I was little of the turtles. I still have some of that. Yes, I had a nanny. Yeah. So, anyway, that's it.